Okay. Whew. Okay, 9 books. 9 books over 3 readathons, I think, and also buddy reads. Here's what we're going to be doing. Okay, so first of all, we have the Buzzwordathon by Books with Lala, I think is her YouTube name. She has this, I think it's the 5th year? Might even be longer. But this is the first year that she has a cover challenge as well as a just normal book prompt for you to pick out. And I have decided to do both. Don't ask me why. I don't know. Decided to do both. But this month, she has decided to go a little bit easier on us. I feel personally. She has given us 2 prompts. So an animal on the cover and an animal in the name or the title of the book. So for this prompt, I have decided to read Scythe and Sparrow. Scythe and Sparrow by Bryn Weaver. It's the 3rd book, I think, in the Ruinous Love trilogy, so I guess it's going to be the final one. I don't really know. I have been reading these on audiobook, and I think the audiobooks are immaculate. I love them. They're incredibly funny. The narrators are, in my opinion, close to perfect. It's always so much fun. The first 2 books were amazing, I think 4 or 5 stars, so I'm actually looking forward to wrapping up that series and seeing how I'm gonna like it. So that's gonna be book 1 for the Buzzwordathon. Then second, as maybe you've seen in my bullet reading journal video, I'm also doing the Faithfallalong from Becca. Now, obviously, this means that we are reading all of the John Gwynne books in the Faithful and the Fallen series currently. So we're up to Ruin right now. This is the 3rd book in the series of the Faithful and the Fallen, the 2nd to last one. So if you do not know about this is basically an epic fantasy written by John Gwynne. He does a lot of epic fantasy. He does them very well, I think, in my opinion. Very close to Game of Thrones, if you have been a fan of that one and you want to read a book that's actually finished, series that actually finished, I would highly recommend. As you see, I've also already started in it. I'm not very far into it, but I'm doing the audiobook and the physical one for this because there's a lot of characters in this, and I need all the help I can get. I don't usually read epic fantasy, so I'm really needing all of the help in this one. I have one buddy read that I'm going to be doing, and I'm doing it with Donna. Now, Iron Flame. I just did the 4th Wing read along with Donna and with Hermie last month. We took a whole month. We used the graphic audio for this because, well, I wasn't a big fan of 4th Wing. I thought it was incredibly overhyped. I did not understand. And Hermie was kind of in the same boat. I think she had a bit of a stronger opinion on it, if I'm gonna be honest with it. But yeah, it was a lot more fun reading it the 2nd time around because I did do a reread. Just because it's a saga on its own, the whole 4th Wing read along. But anyway, this month we are up to Iron Flame, so it's also going to be the graphic audio that we're going to be reading for this one, or listening to for this one. And if it's as much fun as it was as the last time, I hope I will actually enjoy this one. I know that Donna said that this is actually, she liked it a little less than 4th Wing, but yeah. I think, if anything, if we don't like it, we have a whole support group going on in WhatsApp, and so we should be fine. On this one, they are doing sprints for these, specific sprints for these, so I'm going to be keeping this one and the graphic audio for this one to those sprints. I don't know if we're going to be able to finish them or finish this book during those sprints. I'll be able to tell pretty soon, I think, whether or not we'll be able to finish it, but I would like to keep the main part of reading this book during those sprints. So that gives me a little bit of a time crunch, or less time crunch, or however I want to say it, to get started on this one. Now, for the big one, obviously the big one being the Orilium Readathon. Now, I do have my reading journal to see which books I'm going to be reading for which prompt. Now, for this, it's 6 books that I have to read because I have decided to join the demonology career this time around. If you haven't seen my reading journal setup for April, I'll link it somewhere so that you can go and watch it. And I do explain why I've sort of restarted this whole Orilium Readathon over once again. Basically, it's just, 1, it's fun, and 2, I just really lost track of it. So this year, for the spring equinox of 2025, I have 6 books, or actually 7, if you count the Order of the Crescent read that we can do. So I have 6 or 7, we'll see how far I get, reads that I have to do. Okay, so for Conjuration, I need a book with that was picked by a random country generator. So obviously we're talking author here. G said that we were allowed to randomize 5 countries and pick a book that was written by an author from that country. And I was very lucky that I got New Zealand in one of the draws. And as in New Zealand, I was able to go for Gideon the Ninth. And I'm hoping I'm not butchering this name, by Tamsin Muir? Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. But this one has been on my TBR for a very long time. So this is a perfect excuse to actually finally get to it. So I'm actually pretty excited. It's gonna mean starting a new series, which I got more than enough. So I hope it's a good book, but I also hope that it's not making me want to immediately jump into the next book in the series, because that's gonna make it difficult. Let's just keep it at that. Now, my next was Demonology, the class that I need to take. And Demonology basically has a book with a missing person. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I had a little bit of trouble with this one. I didn't really know. I've already done the whole Good Girl's Guide to Murder, read all of those. And those were the ones that kept coming in my brain and I couldn't actually do them. But luckily on the Discord, we had a lovely, I had some lovely help, and someone suggested actually doing Dress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. Funny story, this is gonna be my first Brandon Sanderson book. I know. Be mad. It's fine. I do plan on reading a lot more Brandon Sanderson. I've heard nothing but good things, amazing things. So I know I'm going to be reading more of him. This is just going to be the book that's going to start us off. Okay, then for Elemental Studies, I have to read a book with a fruit on the cover. Now for these, or for this prompt, I have 2 books in mind. And so I'm gonna need your help. I'm gonna say which 2 I'm thinking about, and then you guys can tell me which one you think I might enjoy more. I'll just pick one and I'll leave this class until like more to the end of the month so that I can see and pick one when I get there. The 2 books that I'm actually deciding between are Wayward by Amelia Hart and Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. Now, as I said, I'm not sure which one is more going to be my cup of tea. Right now, I'm leaning towards Emily Wilde, but you can convince me to read otherwise, to read Wayward in the comments. I'm going to leave that to your wisdom and expertise. Spells and Incantations, which was a word from your last book title. Now, as I mentioned before, I'm a person who likes to have multiple books on the go. So that was the case when we were watching the video that G put out about the spring equinox. We were supposed to see and look, which book are you in the middle of, pick a word from that title, and that's going to be one of the words in your next book that you're going to be reading for this prompt. Now, at the time, I was reading two. I was reading Quicksilver and I was reading Fourth Wing. Now, obviously, Quicksilver, that's a word. So Quicksilver is one word. I was thinking about maybe using quick or using silver, but it sort of felt like cheating. So then I decided, okay, maybe we're gonna do Fourth Wing, but fourth is a very specific thing and a very specific number. It was very hard to find. So I landed on The Serpent and the Wings of Night. Obviously, wings, we've got wings. By Carissa Broadband. Now, I have already read this book. You can see there's quite not that many tabs. I've already read this book, but I want to get to the second one. I think maybe you have noticed that reading series and maybe not finishing them or not keeping up to date with them is very much a theme here. So I sort of remember what's going on, but not enough to get to the second one. I don't even know if the third one is out yet. I'm scared to check. Because sometimes I've read the first book in a series and then I leave it and then I want to get back to it. And before you know it, there's like 6 more books in that series and I get overwhelmed. So I'm not checking. So don't tell me. So right now we're going to be rereading this one. I'm hoping that because it is a reread and because the first time I did give this 4.5 stars, I think this is going to be a great way to know that I'm going to be going into a book that I'm going to like, that I'm going to love, and it's going to make sure that we are not getting into a reading slump because, like I said, 9 books in a month is a lot. So hopefully this is going to be like a little, let's go easy on ourselves, let's sprinkle this one in when we're needing a little bit of comfort. I'm also going to say that I'm going to be doubling up on this one. I'm going to be using this for my Shapeshifter class, which is a dragon in the title, on the cover, or in the book. I think this goes for 2 out of 3. There's a dragon on the cover, and there's dragons in the book. So, got that one covered. I don't think G has anything against using prompts for or books for multiple things. It's also not another Readathon book, it's just a buddy read. So that should be fine. Then the only other one that I have is lore. For the class of lore, we have to read a book with a musical term in the title. The book I'm going to be reading is This Savage Song by V.E. Schwab. Also an author that I've heard a lot of great things about and have not read a single thing. Now, as part of the Orilium Readathon, you also get sorted into a guild. Now, my guild is the Order of the Crescent, and as part of the Orilium Readathon, or the equinoxes that we do, or the school terms, or however you want to call it, we also do a book-specific read to our guild. So the book that we got for Order of the Crescent specifically was A Natural History of Dragons by Marie Brennan. I know this has been one I've been seeing it floating around, also haven't gotten around to it. This is going to be one that will get read if I have time. As I've said multiple times now, 9 books is a lot. Leaving it at that. One other book that's sort of up in the air for this month that I don't know, so it's 9 books, maybe 10. That one book that's up in the air for this month is Sunrise on the Reaping. Now, obviously, this is one of the newest book in the Hunger Games series by Suzanne Collins. I've read all of the Hunger Games, I've loved all of the books, loved all of the movies, and I'm really excited to get to this one. All of the reviews, all of the reactions that I've seen to this book is that it's amazing, it's incredible, it's gonna leave you heartbroken, and I'm guessing more in love with Haymitch. So scared but excited. But I have also decided to join the Book Hermit or Hermie over on their channel to buddy read with them. Now, they are still trying to decide about how they're going to do this. Are they going to be doing it this month and doing it for like a whole entire week? Because they haven't read all of the Hunger Games yet. So they want to get to this. Or are they going to be doing a Hunger Games month? It's not clear yet. They haven't made a decision, which is absolutely fine. I can wait. As you noticed, there are more than enough books that are going to be wanting my attention this month. So I will very, very much get to this. It's either going to be this month or it's going to be next month. I'm nerve-sighted. I'm nervous and I'm excited. But I know I'm going to love this book and I know it's going to rip my heart out. And I listened to Fourth Wing. Just little tangent. I listened to Fourth Wing this time on graphic audio. I did not cry at a certain point when I read the book normally. And I did cry now during the graphic audio. So I'm not sure if this is like, might need a minute. You know, like crying for books, that's all fine. But like not every week. Like, I have a job. My job is hard. Like, you know. So these are the books, some half, less than half, of the books I'm going to be reading in April. Let me know what books are going to be on your TBR if you're participating either in the Resetathon or in the Orilium Readathon. Obviously, let me know what guild you're in. Let me know what books you're going to be reading for the Resetathon. Obviously, I didn't mention any specific Resetathon books because the main focus is going to be the Orilium Readathon, and all of the books that I'm going to be reading for that, I'm pretty sure are also going to fit into the Resetathon prompts. It's all about resetting and it's all about not putting too much pressure on yourself. So I believe that if I've understood Hermes and Beatrice's whole setup, then having them here that I'm going to be adding more books and more stress on myself to read more books, it would go quite against what the Readathon is actually for. So I think with that, that's going to be it for this video. I think I've said everything that I'm going to be doing. Oh, no, I didn't. I lied. I'm doing another readathon because there's apparently not enough. But this one is only 72 hours. So bear with me. Donna over at Donna Marie Reads has her monthly 72-hour readathon, and this is going to be going from for the entire weekend of the 18th of April, I think. I'm gonna just double check. Yes, 18th, 19th, and 20th of April. She's going to be doing her 72-hour readathon, which is something that I've been able to join, I think, twice now. But for right now, it's going to be all up in the air because it is a weekend that I'm going to be working. For those of you who do not know, I do work in healthcare. So free weekends come along when they come along. This is a weekend where I'm going to be working. So I'm going to be very chill about it. The things or the prompts that I get to do, I will do. The prompts that I don't get to, I just don't get to. But I think one or a few of the prompts that there are should actually not be a problem, because basically, so we have the reading prompts I'm going to be focusing on are read a book you own. As you've seen, I own quite a few physically, so those won't be a problem. Read a book with a spring themed cover. I'll see which one fits into that. I think maybe the Emily Wilde and the Wayward as well. So I think the fruit on the cover one will probably fit into that. Then your choice, i.e. a mood read. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be picking up something that I want to read. Maybe not in those 72 hours, we'll see. And obviously finish the read that you're currently in. Those should be possible. I think. As I said, I'm working. I have a night shift and a day shift during those 3 days, so I'm gonna be very, very low-key about it, and see how far I get. Honestly, I'm gonna be just fine. The middle free space has now been turned into 50 pages. I'll be happy if I can cross off that one. So it's just something, again, that's just a fun thing to do, chat with friends during the sprints. I love joining sprints. Definitely check out, especially during the Resetathon. They have a lot of co-hosts going on. You can join the Discord. There's a sprint schedule that's going to be up every single week. Definitely check them out. It's a lovely community to jump into. It's the community that made me want to do all of this, and they've been very supportive. I think something that I have not mentioned during this video, and is something that I do want to get out there, is I think the support that I've gotten on my very first one with the reading journal setup was absolutely amazing. I've been emotional about it all week. I know it's because of the community that I found myself in that this has gone off to such a good start. And honestly, today on sprints, I'm on sprints right now, I'm filming this during the Resetathon sprints. It's having someone tell me, having Jen tell me that this has inspired her to buy her own bullet journaling supplies again and get back into it. And having everyone say like, oh, we're gonna watch it, and just seeing the views go up. It's been absolutely incredible, and I love all of you for doing it. And it's just, yeah, it's been really nice. That's all I gotta say. And with that is also gonna be the end of the video. Just 180 there. So this is going to be the end of my first TBR video. Like I said, I hope that the next videos of these TBRs are going to be a bit more timely, a bit more during or closer or even before the beginning of the new month. But like I said, this is only my second video, so scheduling is something that I need to learn / work on, and I'm hoping that this will all be getting sorted out in the next couple of weeks, months, years. I don't know how long I'm going to be doing this, but all I can say is that I'm enjoying my time here. I hope you have as well, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!